Level 1. The Believer. It's 2:47 a.m. on a Wednesday. You're lying in bed with your phone 6 inches from your face. You have work in 4 hours. You know this. You don't care. You're scrolling a subreddit you found 3 weeks ago. The people there speak a language you don't fully understand. WAGMI, NGMI, Dior, NFA. You Google half the words. The other half you absorb through context like a child learning to speak. Someone posted a chart. Green candles stacked like a staircase going up. The title says, "This is still early. 0 air 1 warn. Don't sleep on this." You've seen 100 posts like this. You've ignored all of them. But tonight is different. Tonight, your rent is 3 days late. Your credit card is at $2,400 out of a $3,000 limit. Your car made a sound this morning that you pretended not to hear. You have $1,247 in your savings account. That money was supposed to be for emergencies. This feels like an emergency, not the kind with sirens, the quiet kind, the kind where you look at your life at 34 and realize the math doesn't work. Your salary covers your expenses with $200 left over every month. $200, one bad month, and you're underwater. You know people who make what you make. They're not investing. They're not building wealth. They're treading water in an ocean that's getting deeper every year. Inflation is at 6.2%. Your rent went up $150. In January, your salary went up 0. The math is a slow suffocation. So you open a crypto exchange. You've never done this before. It asks for your ID, a selfie, your bank information. You hesitate at the selfie. Your face looks tired. The bathroom light is unflattering. You take the photo anyway. You transfer $500. It takes 2 minutes. The money leaves your bank account and appears in the exchange as a number with 4 decimals. USDT 500. You don't know what USDT is. You don't know what a stable coin is. You know it's dollars, and that's enough. You find the coin from the Reddit post. The ticker is 4 letters you've never seen before. The chart shows a gentle upward slope. Nothing dramatic, nothing that screams, "This will change your life." You click buy. The confirmation screen says you now own 50,000 of something. You don't know what it is. You don't know what it does. You don't know who built it or why. What you know is that at 0.01, if this thing ever hits $1, you've made $49,500. If it hits $10, you've made $499,500. You do this math 6 times. The numbers get bigger each time you run them. You fall asleep with the phone on your chest, the chart still open, the green line still climbing. You don't know it yet, but you have just opened a door. Behind that door is a version of yourself you will spend the next 2 years trying to kill. Level 2, the profit. It's been 3 weeks. The coin is at 0.04. You check the price 47 times a day. You counted. You're up 1,500. Your 500 is now $2,000. This is more money than you've ever made in a month. It happened while you were sleeping, while you were eating lunch, while you were sitting in a meeting pretending to care about quarterly projections. The money doesn't care about your job. The money doesn't care that you have a bachelor's degree in something you haven't used in 12 years. The money just grows. You start reading white papers. You don't understand the white papers. Nobody understands the white papers. You read them anyway, because reading them makes you feel like you're doing research. The words float past you: consensus mechanism, proof of stake, sharding, layer 2 solution. You nod at the screen like the screen can see you. You join a Telegram group, then a Discord, then 3 more. The notifications never stop. Your phone vibrates constantly. Your girlfriend asks why your phone is buzzing at dinner. You say it's work. You start to believe the things people say in these groups. The coin is going to $1. No, $5. No, $20. Someone posts a chart with lines drawn in crayon predicting a 500x move by December. You know the lines are meaningless. You know a child with a ruler could draw the same lines. But you want to believe. Wanting to believe is more powerful than believing. You tell your friend Mark about the coin. Mark doesn't know anything about crypto. He asks if it's like Bitcoin. You say kind of, because explaining what it actually is would take 45 minutes and you would sound unhinged. Mark says, cool. You can tell he's not interested. You tell him anyway. You tell him about the white paper. You tell him about the tokenomics. You tell him about the roadmap. He nods. He checks his phone. You keep talking. You have become a person who talks about crypto at social gatherings. The transformation is nearly complete. Level 3, the influencer. Month 4, the coin hits 0 powers 41. Your 500 is now 2500s. You stare at the number. You screenshot it. You send the screenshot to Mark. He responds with a fire emoji. You feel seen. You start a Twitter account. It has your real name, but the bio says crypto, DeFi, NFTs, alpha caller. You've never used the word alpha before in your life. Now you use it daily. You post charts with arrows. You post screenshots of your gains. You post called it at 0.01 when the coin pumps. You don't post when it dumps. Nobody posts when it dumps. Strangers start following you, then messaging you. They ask what coin to buy next. They ask for your opinion. Your opinion. You are a person whose opinion is now worth something. You give advice like you've been doing this for years. You use words like market cap and fully diluted valuation and supply shock. You don't fully understand any of these concepts, but the people messaging you understand them even less. That's the secret. You don't need to be an expert. You just need to be one step ahead of someone who knows nothing. The group chat you started now has 40 people. You're the admin. People call you boss. People you've never met call you boss because you bought a coin at a penny. You start a YouTube channel. Your first video gets 200 views. Your 5th gets 800. Your 10th gets 2300. You buy a ring light. You learn to edit thumbnails. You film reaction videos to price movements with your face in the corner making expressions you practiced in the mirror. You are building a brand on top of a coin you found on Reddit at 2:47 a.m. because you couldn't afford new brakes. You have become an influencer. The word makes you cringe a little, but the cringe fades when the coin pumps and the DMs flood in. The validation is a drug, and you are using heavily. Level 4, the bag holder, month 7. The coin is at 0.12. You're down 71% from the top. Your $2,500 is now $6,000. You're still up from your $500 entry. You tell yourself this. You repeat it like a mantra. Still up, still up, still up. The group chat has changed. The energy is different now. The people who were posting rocket emojis are now posting Wojak memes. Someone sends a gif of a soldier in a trench. Hodl the line. You post buying the dip, and then you actually buy the dip. You put in another $2,000 from your savings. Your savings that was 1,847 4 months ago is now 0. The coin keeps dropping. You buy more, $1,000 from your credit card. The exchange charges a 3% fee for credit card purchases. You don't calculate the fee. You don't want to know. The coin drops to 0.08. You buy 800 more. Your credit card is now at $4,200. Your bank calls to ask about unusual activity. You tell them it's an investment. The word investment tastes different in your mouth than it used to. The Telegram group is quiet now. Of the 40 people, maybe 8 still post. The others have ghosted. Some sold at a loss and never said anything. Some are too depressed to type. You post diamond hands with a flexed arm emoji. Nobody reacts. You open the chart. The 24-hour volume is down 87% from the peak. The order book is thin. A sell order of $5,000 could drop the price another 15%. You don't understand order books. You don't understand liquidity. You understand that the number on your screen keeps getting smaller, and you keep telling yourself this is temporary. Everything in crypto is temporary. The pumps are temporary. The dumps are temporary. The money is temporary. The hope is temporary. But the thing that isn't temporary is the conviction that holding through the pain is noble, that selling would make you weak, that the people who sold are paper hands and you are something stronger. You are not something stronger. You are someone who confused stubbornness with strategy and is now watching $7,000 shrink to $4,000 while telling yourself you're a warrior. You're not a warrior. You're a bag holder. And this bag is getting heavier. Level 5. The Degenerate, month 11. The coin rallied briefly to 0.22s. You felt vindicated. You posted, "Who sold?" in the group chat. 3 people left the chat. You didn't notice. You were too busy discovering leverage. It started with 2x, then 3x, then 5x. The exchange lets you borrow money to amplify your position. If you're right, you make 5 times as much. If you're wrong, you lose everything. You've been wrong a lot recently. But you don't think about that. You think about the one time you were right. You put $3,000 into a 5x long on another coin. Not your coin. Your coin is bleeding out and you need something to stop the bleeding. The new coin pumps 30% in an hour. Your $3,000 becomes $7,500. You close the trade. You feel electric. You feel like a god. This is what you were missing. This is the feeling you've been chasing since the first pump. You open another trade, 10x leverage this time. You lose $2,000 in 15 minutes. Your hands are shaking. You open another trade to make it back. You lose $1,800. You open another trade. You lose $1,400. You are not trading anymore. You are gambling. You know this. The exchange shows your P&L, 5,200 today. You close the app. You open it again 3 minutes later. You open a 20x trade with your remaining 800. It liquidates in 9 minutes. The screen goes red. Funds permanently lost. You stare at the red box. Then you deposit $1,500 from your credit card. It's 4:13 a.m. You have work in 3 hours. Your eyes burn. Your chest is tight. Your hands are cold. You don't know what's happening to you. You know something is happening to you. You don't know the word for it. Later, much later, a therapist will tell you about dopamine cycles, about variable reward schedules, about how leverage trading is designed to exploit the exact neurological pathways that slot machines exploit. But tonight, you're not in a therapist's office. You're in your bedroom at 4:13 a.m., depositing money you don't have into an exchange that doesn't know your name, betting on a line that doesn't care if you live or die. You are not an investor. You have never been an investor. You are a degenerate gambler who happened to win once and has been chasing that win ever since. The difference between a gambler and an investor isn't what they buy. It's what they do when they're losing. You are losing, and you can't stop. Level 6, the Ghost. Month 18. The coin is at 0.003. Your original investment of $500 is now $150. But you've put in $14,800 total, counting leverage losses, counting the dips you bought, counting the fees, counting the interest on the credit card you maxed out, and the second credit card you opened and also maxed out. You are $19,300 in debt. Your credit score has dropped 180 points. You stopped opening the exchange app 2 weeks ago, not because you made a decision, because your body won't let you. Every time your thumb moves toward the icon, your chest tightens. It's a physical response now, Pavlovian. The Telegram group has 4 people left. You muted it months ago. You don't respond to messages from people you used to call friends. Mark asked you once gently how the crypto was going. You said you sold at the top. You made it up. You said you made $30,000 and put it in an index fund. He said that was smart. You changed the subject. Lying to Mark felt worse than the losses, not because the lie was big, because it was effortless. You said it without thinking. You have become the kind of person who lies without thinking. You avoid your parents' calls. They don't know about the money. They know something is wrong. They can hear it in your voice, the flatness, the pauses where enthusiasm used to be. Your mother asks if you're sleeping. You say yes, you're not. You lie awake, calculating numbers. How long to pay off $19,300 at your salary? 2 years if you spend nothing. 3 years if life happens. Life always happens. You're 35. You were 33 when this started. 2 years have disappeared. 2 years of your life spent staring at lines on a screen, experiencing the highest highs and the lowest lows of your emotional existence over numbers that represented nothing real. The coin still exists. It's still trading. Somewhere, someone is buying it right now. Maybe it's 0.03s. Maybe they think this is the bottom. Maybe they're telling themselves the same things you told yourself. You want to find them. You want to grab them by the shoulders. But what would you say? You would sound like a bitter person who lost money, which you are. You would sound like someone who doesn't understand the technology, which you don't. You would sound like everyone who told you not to buy and who you ignored. The circle is perfect and cruel. Level 7. The Philosopher. Month 25. You don't check charts anymore. You don't know what the coin is trading at. You haven't looked in 4 months. The decision wasn't dramatic. You woke up one morning and realized you hadn't thought about crypto for 3 days, then a week. Then you deleted the apps. Not as a ceremony, not as a statement. You just didn't need them anymore. They sat on your phone unopened like photographs of an ex. One day you held your thumb on the icon and pressed delete without feeling anything. You're still in debt. 14,700 left. You're paying it down. 600 a month. It's a second rent. Some months it's 400s and some months it's 800 depending on overtime. Your credit score is slowly rebuilding. The calls from collectors have stopped. You negotiated payment plans. You learned words like hardship program and debt validation letter. You became an expert in something you never wanted to know about. You're working the same job, the one with the quarterly projections meeting. You sit in that meeting now and you don't pretend anymore. You just sit. The version of you that cared about appearing ambitious is gone. In its place is someone who understands something about money that most people don't. Money isn't freedom. Money isn't security. Money is a stress distribution system. When you have none, the stress is constant and low grade, like a fluorescent light that hums forever. When you have some, the stress changes shape but doesn't disappear. When you have a lot, the stress multiplies and transforms into things you can't anticipate. Lawsuits, family, trust, identity, purpose. The stress doesn't go away. It just gets more expensive. You learn this at a discount price of $1,900. Some people pay millions for the same lesson. You got a bargain. That's what you tell yourself on the bad days. On the good days, you don't need to tell yourself anything. On the good days, you wake up, you go to work, you come home, you eat dinner without looking at your phone, you sleep through the night. This is what recovery looks like. It's not dramatic. It's not a comeback story. It's a Tuesday. It's a Wednesday. It's a Thursday. It's just days. Regular days, stacked on top of each other, slowly building a life that doesn't revolve around a number on a screen. You still think about it sometimes. Not the money, the feeling, that electric, godlike feeling of watching a line go up and knowing you were right. That feeling is dangerous because it feels like truth. It feels like vindication. It feels like the universe finally acknowledging you. The universe doesn't acknowledge anyone. The line goes up and the line goes down and the line doesn't know your name. You know this now. You couldn't have known it before. Some things can only be learned by losing. You're 36. You're in debt. You're tired. But you're not checking a chart at 3 a.m. You're not lying to your friends. You're not depositing money you don't have. And that, measured honestly, is the richest you've been in 3 years.